Hello and welcome to a brand new series that I'm going to start. It's going to be a 1.19 Let's Play. So the last video I uploaded was the hardcore skyblock. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'd really appreciate it. I put a lot of work into it. So, a new world. Do you know what that means? It means that we have nothing. And again, my feet disappear. Why do my feet disappear? I still don't understand why my feet disappear. Like, if you crouch in real life, your feet don't meld into the floor. I don't understand that. The world may never know. So, witchcraftery aside, you know the first thing we gotta do in every single world is we gotta get the basics. We gotta get some tools. We gotta get some food. We gotta get some trees, wood, and a place to live. And yeah, that's kind of boring. There's no need for you guys to watch me smack some stone and punch some trees, get some sticks, and all that great stuff. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a little bit of editing magic here, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be kitted up with some starter gear. Alright, so I'm back, and I got some starter gear here. Nothing fancy. I didn't want to spend too much time trying to gather gear, because, you know, the first set of gear that you get, it's always going to break. You know, you're going to upgrade it, you're going to get better gear, so I didn't want to spend too much time on it. So the next thing, you know, after this starter gear here, is we need to find a place to live, and, you know, kind of just like a dirt hut, maybe make some cobblestone, you know, some logs. Just basically a fancy dirt hut. So again, you know, gathering dirt and cobblestone and all that's kind of boring. So I don't want to bore everybody here with gabbling, you know, starter resources. And did I just say gabbling? I promise I know how to talk. So I'm going to gather some initial resources here and find a nice place to live. I really don't want to live on the top of a mountain just because, you know, trying to get down to mine because, you know, this is 1.19, so diamonds are, you know, 55 below, and we're probably at like Y90, Y100 or something like that. And I don't want to have to dig down that far because, you know, the starter equipment that I have, it's not very durable and it's not going to last long, and I don't want to have to keep making it and making it and making it. So we're gonna, you know, go down to a valley or something like that. We're gonna get some food and we're gonna find a place to live. So give me a few minutes, guys, and I'll be right back, and we'll show you my new house. All right, so I'm back. As you can see, you know, nice little starter area. Nothing too fancy. I didn't spend a ton of time on this because, you know, just like with the starter gear, your starter house isn't gonna last forever. You're gonna tear it down. You're gonna move. You're gonna build something better. So you don't want to spend too much time building up your starter house. So let's get down there and I'll just go ahead and give you a quick little tour. You know, like I said, there's not much down there, but I figured I'd at least show you around and you can see what I did for the starter house. Alright, so as you can see here, just, you know, basic kind of starter house. You know, we got a little display area and the storage down there, and there's the nether portal, and we got the enchantment area over there. We got some mobs that we found, and it's just, you know, like I said, very basic start. I can't do this anymore. Alright, I hope that you guys have understood that this whole introduction has been sarcasm. Yeah, this is not a new world. This is my 1.19 server, and this has been going on since 1.19 released. So, I don't know, little under a year now. I don't really know how long it's been since 119 has been out, but it's been a little while. So, yeah, well, welcome to the server. As you can see, this is my base. It's been a work in development. That monstrosity, yeah, I can't build that. That definitely was not me. That was Anna. Yeah, she builds everything cool. Her and Logan are ridiculous when it comes to building. So may do a little tour of their location if it's okay with them, but that would be something I have to talk to them about, and we'll see. That's not for me to decide. So yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a vanilla video. So I kind of wanted to get back into it. And I'm not going to lie, I got some inspiration. So I've been on a Minecraft sabbatical for a little while, and I felt burnt out. It's tough because I do love playing the game, but at the same time, you kind of run out of ideas, and it's just like, okay, and then you're kind of playing the game just to play the game, and you're not really being creative about it. And I don't know, I felt like if I took a step back and looked at it with new eyes, then maybe something to turn around, and I feel a little bit better about it. And like I said, I had some inspiration. I've been watching some Minecraft YouTubers, and I always watch the Hermits, of course. I'm a big fan of Hermitcraft, and you know, with the crossover that happened not too long ago, I started watching some of the Empires guys, and one of the creators that has given me the most inspiration and made me actually feel like I could come back and play the game would be Flip. Now, Flip is never going to know about me, never going to know I exist, and I'm fine with that. One of the series that he's running that really got me back into it was his hardcore series. And it's phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. It's freaking crazy. But anyway, like I said, he doesn't know I exist, and I don't really care because, as a content creator, you want to inspire people. That's you want to entertain people, but at the same time, you also want to inspire them to be able to do their own things. And he has done that. I've been watching his videos, and I'm like, you know what? I can do this. So I've got a ton of ideas and a ton of inspiration. And why are those seeds right there? Oh, I know why they're, because I threw them. But anyway, so I've got a bunch of ideas here to where we could start expanding this base. Now, yes, this server has been live for a year. We're just going to say a year because I don't know how long it's been. But I don't have a whole ton of progress. Oh, that's Bob. Um, yeah, Bob was spawned in because of Twitch. I believe Shadow spawned in Bob on me. So, yeah. If you want to see crazy stuff like this, yeah, go over, check me out on Twitch, and you'll see where this guy came from. But anyway, so there's not a whole lot to speak of, in this base. It's got a storage system. It's got my trophy case here. I have found every block except for that one. Anna did, I believe, supply me that block. I'm not 100% sure. I still don't have another set of netherite. I think the only set of netherite I have is the one that I'm wearing, which probably was supplied to me by Anna. Across the way, we have our enchanting setup here, and I really like this, by the way. I don't know why, I really like it. So, I mean, we've got a couple books here, just ones that we found. And if we come over here, this is my most recent build. This is my villager trading hall. And there's still a lot to get done in this. I mean, I'm just now getting the villagers put in here. And it's just something that I've been working on slowly, just because I haven't really had that creative inspiration. This is really the first creative thing that I've done, in months and months and months. And I liked it. Like, I'm very proud of what I built here. So if we go back here, this is the breeding area where I'm getting all my zombie, but where I'm getting all my villagers, and I might turn it off for a minute. So there's a lot of redstone that goes into this, and this took me a little bit to do. And these buttons here, it determines which way the zombie goes. So, lamp's lit up, it's going to the left, push the button, goes to the right. It's the same thing here. The upper floor and the lower floor are all controlled by redstone. So, right now, it's going to the upper floor. Come over here, push the button, and it goes down to the lower floor. So there's no fancy, like, overly complicated redstone back here. It's just a T flip-flop. That's all it is. You know, it turns the button pulse into a steady pulse. And right here, there's a redstone line behind it. So it's nothing fancy, but I enjoy it. And the same thing right here. I don't want to push the button because I don't have too many potions, but this feeds into a dispenser back here. Push the button, it pulls that block back, and shoots a potion of weakness. And then I give them the apple, and they get healed. This button brings them up. They get turned. That button sends them over there. So I don't have too many apples yet. So I mean, I've pretty much run out of all my apples, and I don't really have a gold farm yet. So, because like I said, I haven't spent too much time in the world doing things. So if we go here, we come back here. This is where I'm going to build the automatic farms that are going to feed all my villagers. So all of like the trades and stuff like that. This is where they're all going to go. Alright, so this is going to be just a non-functional, just an aesthetic area here. So, as you can see here, I've already got the wheat fields planted, and I really like the way I did the wheat field. I do. I mean, I know I'm supposed to like my own builds, but I don't know. It just turned out really well. Also, with the lining there, the way I used the leaves and the fences and all that stuff, just gives it a little bit more depth. So the next thing I want to do is I want to focus on a little bit more of the aesthetics for my little base, and that's going to be this section right here. So we need to finish the terraforming. I've already started it. As you can see here, we've got the deep slate. It's going to carry along right there. But we need to start working on the upper levels here. And to do that, kind of have to have an idea of where things are going to get planted. Alright, so we're back here, and I have the layout for this side of the farming area kind of laid out. As you can see here, we got some pathways going through here. Now, those may change, but for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that. So that little wall on the back, what I want to do is I want to separate this area from the mountain. So what I want to do is I'm going to run a retaining wall all the way along the back here. And to do that, we're going to have to clear this area out, kind of. And then we're also going to level this out. And we may make another tier up here. And we may put some kind of flowers up there to do like a little maybe flower farm. I think that would look nice. Kind of give it a little pop of color. And we're going to run maybe 6 or 7 blocks wide on that. And then we're going to run another kind of retaining wall, and in between on that level area we're going to plant a bunch of azaleas just to break it up, to give it definition in between where the mountain ends and where the farming begins. Now on this side I've got some plans for this side. What I want to do is I want to cover that up so it's not a giant hole, and then what I want to do is I'm going to bring a river down, maybe we'll make a waterfall down here and connect to a little pond that's going to be right in this general area. Now I know what you're thinking, why don't I just connect it to this? And the easy answer for that is that's not going to exist very soon. So we're making a squid farm right there, and in order to do that we kind of have to get rid of all of that water, and then water on the other side. But again, that's going to be a later episode. But what we are going to do is extend across here. We're going to level that off as well. It's not going to be a big area. It's maybe going to just encompass this little bit right here. And we're going to make a nice little pond here. And it's basically where this is going to end. So the next thing we need to do is we need to get working on that area right there. Alright, so step 1 of this secondary terrace level is completed. As you can see, we've got the wall laid all the way out. Every once in a while I did these stairs just to kind of give a little bit of depth And another thing I may do is I may go back and break a couple of these and add in some walls to add a little bit more depth to it. So the first step was creating this bottom. And as you can see, I did not do right here, just because I don't know what this is going to look like yet. So I'll finish this corner once I know what this end is going to look like. So the next step that I need to do is I need to do the same thing along all the way in the back, so we can go ahead and create a little tree area. So let me get to that and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back here. So as you can see, we finally got this little section finished off, and what I ended up doing was I ended up bringing this up to kind of match, because I didn't like the way it went down and then started coming back up. I didn't like the way that flowed. So I just kind of terraformed it here to make it all match, and I think it turned out really, really well. Let me know what you guys think. So the next thing I need to do is I need to kind of start lighting this area up. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about it because it's going to be farmland, so we're not really going to have to worry too much about mobs spawning. But I still do kind of want it a little bit lit up. So we're just going to go ahead and place a few glowstone along the path here. We're going to end up covering this up with a brown carpet. That's not where that goes. So I think that'll do it. Alright, so I think the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the path laid out. That way we can start tilling here and getting the water in place and finding out where we need to get creative when it comes to water. So I have a bunch of blocks here that we're going to use. So let's get started. Alright, so paths are in place, and I think it looks pretty good, but it looks kind of barren, don't you think? I think we need to plant some stuff. Now, what stuff? Well, let's figure that out as we go. So on second thought, I think maybe we need to have a game plan for this, because I'm just not creative enough to do things on the fly. That'd be the goal eventually, but for right now, there's nothing wrong with doing planning. A lot of people do planning when it comes to Minecraft. So the first thing we need to figure out is we need to figure out what's going where. So I think on this first layer here, I think I'm going to do beetroot. I think potatoes are going to go on the second layer, and carrots will go on the third layer. Now, this section and this section, we're going to kind of leave off for the time being, because I have some plans to incorporate that into some future terraforming. But for right now, we need to go ahead and we need to figure out where we need to put water sources. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the way I'm going to do the water sources is I'm going to use a combination of the walls and the ground here. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just need to start placing blocks. So we do that, and where did you come from? You don't really have anything good. You're in my way, sir. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be here. 1, 2. So I'm pretty sure there's probably more efficient ways to do this, but I think this is the easiest way for me. So we'll replace this with that. That means we can hoe all of these. And then we'll put another one. Let's go right here. And then we basically just kind of continue along both sides And we've got a long we've got a long way to go. All right, so I'm back, and as you can see, we've got some planting going on here. So I had enough potatoes and I had enough beetroot. That's all the carrots I had. I used a lot of them to do some trading, to get some emeralds, to get the books and everything. Another thing you'll notice is I added a lot of vegetation, I guess, different plants and flowers and stuff like that along the pathway, just to give it a little bit more color. And I think I'm gonna go up here with that. As you can see, like, I've added the berry bushes and the flowers and the ferns, and just to kind of break up the color. And yeah, I made a tree. It's not the best tree, but I liked it. I also did a little flower area over there, and I think we're going to do the same thing on that side. And that side's going to be some kind of seating area. Got to figure out what I'm going to do there yet. Another thing you'll notice is I kind of started this little pond area. I walled that off, walled this off. I think it looks kind of natural. I might have to do a little bit more. It just died. I might have to do a little bit more terraforming here, because eh, eh, eh. You know how it is. But anyway, so the next thing I'm going to do, and it's going to be next episode because we are out of time for this episode, but the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to finish this, kind of. We're going to see. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this pathway over here, and we're going to take this pathway, we're going to make a tiny little bridge right here, and I think this area is going to be where I'm going to keep all my animals, my cows and and all that stuff. So again, this is all going to be purely cosmetic. This isn't going to serve any function. So I'm not going to have any kind of cow farm just because I already have carrots, and I may have murdered a lot of animals in my explorations trying to get animal heads. We only are going to talk about that, are we? Moving on. So next episode, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to work on this area. And I think I want to bring that same retaining wall over here. And we're going to have to figure out some kind of fence area because, we don't want the animals to get out and fall into their demise. And you'll understand what I'm talking about later once we start working on the wood farm. But, so we're going to bring a little bridge right here. We're going to bring a path that's probably going to come around here and meet up right here. So we're going to get rid of all this bamboo. And we're going to extend the pathway. Like I said, we're going to come right here. We're just going to loop around and come right here. And then all of this inside of here is all going to be for animals. And we're going to create the same retaining wall along this side just to enclose this off. Maybe. I'm thinking either that or just decorating it, making it look nice. So as I kind of did, a little bit, it's still a deep dark pit, and that's what it always was. And I haven't decided if I'm going to change that or not. What we may do is we may make this. Wow. Words. I am on top of things today. But what we may do is we may end up making this some kind of pond for fish and, all the stuff. We can't mix fish and axolotls because that might be bad. So it's going to be one or the other. But we'll figure that out. I appreciate everybody hanging out and watching this video, and there'll be a lot more to come. I'm excited to be back playing Minecraft again now that I have some ideas and to actually play. So I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a good night. I made a tree.